group have attacked the Niger-Benin pipeline, and they have killed 6 Nigerian military or soldiers who have been guarding this Niger-Benin pipeline. Hello, I am Mahlet, Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent, and as we always do, following up what's happening in the Sahel Alliance states. As we know, the two countries, Niger and Benin, spat has deepened in the recent days. Also, it has started from the day the revolution happened, ever since the ex-president is ousted and the current government came to power. Now, nobody so far has yet claimed responsibility for this attack, but we can give you the circumstances that are surrounding this, and we can reach to a conclusion. Now, just so you know, this is the pipeline starting from the Agadez regions, Agadem of Niger here and Benin, all the way to Benin, to Seme port. That's where it goes, this pipeline. Now we will give you, look, this is in Porto Novo, Port Seme. This is where it is. Yeah. Now, although no group has yet claimed a responsibility, we all know that recently, the row between the two countries have got heightened since Niger has started to export its crude oil, or just before it started. Now, this pipeline is a line through, from Niger's crude oil, where it is extracted, to Benin. It's about 2,000 kilometers and built by the Chinese company, and which Niger has to pay in 12 months from the income that it gets from China by selling this crude oil. And once it gets to Porto Novo, the capital of Benin, or in Seme port, then it will be exported to China. Now, in May, we have been reporting this when Niger wanted to start to send its first group of batch of extracted oil, this crude oil, to China. Then Benin has denied, in which both countries have agreed. It started actually in 2019, but interrupted because of COVID, and also when the new government came to power in Niger. Despite that, Niger has denied. Now, it was because the Chinese have mediated. It has allowed it to export the oil, but still after that, Benin continued to betray Niger. First of all, by saying that it has to open the border, and which Niger said, I will not open the border because there are security issues. They know what they know. Also, they didn't reveal it. And the French military that has been kicked out from Benin from Niger is hosted now in Benin. This French military was, all of them have left finally Niger in December 2023, and they didn't go to other countries. They were saying relocate to Chad, this and that, but finally it was in Benin. Even a Beninese soldier has testified to that. Now, also in May, we have seen a military plane has landed in Benin, loading off French military, more French military. Now, Benin and Niger share borders, and Niger is concerned about this. It's because of this in December, when Niger knows that this is kicked out French military is in Benin, then they have immediately stopped. Has called it off their military agreement, or their bilateral agreement in terms of defense with Benin. They have cut that ties. So it's because of that still, they are not, although this crude oil is exported through Benin's port, they say they will not open the border, okay? No, they have the security issue, and for reasons that are mentioned, because of the presence of the French military, and the French government has been working. They have not legitimized, they have not recognized this government of Niger. They are still, saying the so-called democratically elected has to be restored. And all the Sahel Alliance states has kicked the French military, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Now, we tend to be a short memory. So let us just give you a quick background, if I can paint a picture. Now, when the revolution happened, or the coup d'etat happened in Niger, ECOWAS has sanctioned Niger by closing all borders, sea, land, and air. Now, Benin, ECOWAS was, of course, divided into two. There are those who were reserved, and there are those who were spoken and said that we have to even militarily intervene. And then Benin belongs to that group of ECOWAS who wanted to militarily intervene. Benin has that history. Now, Benin, again, it just continues, it just gets worse. Now, hosting the one that is kicked out of the French military, the one that is kicked out of Niger, and then still working against the agreement that Benin and Niger signed, which is the exporting of the oil. This is against the trade agreements that they have signed. And then what happened is, in December, when the revolution happened in July, and then in December, the whole French military has left Niger by the request of the government. And then in December, when the Niger government knew that this French military is in Benin, actually, they have cut their military ties with Benin. Now, then Benin comes and says, oh, it has unilaterally lifted the sanction. And then it was in February that the ECOWAS has lifted the sanction, okay? So then fast forward, in April, it was finalized for Niger to export the oil. So in May, it has to do the first shipments. And all of a sudden, Benin acts again, betrays again Niger, and says, no, it will not give access unless Niger opens the border. Why do you want so much the border of Niger to be open, unless there is some kind of hidden mission, it doesn't interrupt the export of the oil. Why you want so much the border to be open? Now, Benin also now sent delegation after, the first, as I said, the first export of the crude oil happened in May, after the Chinese people came, the Chinese investors and officials come in the middle, because it's their business as well. And it's going to be exported to them. So they have mediated. And Niger, because it didn't want to lose its Chinese investors, they said, okay, but then again, they continue to harass Niger. Now, Niger came, and yesterday, what happened is that they have locked off the pumping station there are 6 pumping stations of this crude oil, the pipeline. Now they have locked it all by the request of the Niger government. And it was yesterday Connect Africa reported it to you as it happened. Now it looks like that perhaps that locking came after this attack, because this attack now it happened on Wednesday night, so on June 13. So perhaps the locking of the pumping station or those oil valves happened after the attack, because when they announced that they are closing this pumping station, the Niger government said it's ready to face any consequence, even it's a loss of money, because they need the money. I mean, they have been sanctioned by so many so-called international institutions, and their ECOWAS as well. And then the African Union is not even doing any, it acts like this is not happening in Africa. So this money means a lot, really, this income, but they say they will face the consequence. That means they have seen there is a big threat that will undermine or that will compromise the national security. So there is still, I believe there is more to come. Benin is just pushing hard. President alone really needs to be stopped for doing this, working against the interest of the people of Niger, just to prolong his power, having that military, foreign military in its country, which is trying to throw the current government of Niger, speaks by itself volume. So I believe that there is more to come. I mean, also, there is a rush all of a sudden when this oil export is happening. They don't want, the thing is that they don't want Africa to develop. It's the last thing the West wants for Africa. I mean, nobody underdeveloped Africa or any other continent. During colonial time, most African countries not only fed themselves, but they were exporting goods to the other parts of the world. So their fortune, their development is based on the loss of Africa, based on keeping keeping undeveloped Africa. So they will not let. Now, why all this happening at the same time? Why another group of French military has to come to Benin? Just because now Niger has started. They see the potential that the Niger government have if it starts to get this income. It will be a superpower. And of course, Russia is helping in terms of security. But yeah, they don't want this to happen. And the thing is, the saddest thing is that your own neighbors, your own brothers and sisters in the neighboring country continue to be an accomplice for this. It's not actually in the neighboring country. You find also people in your own country. You find Nigerian people, I'm sure, spying for France. I mean, that's 100%. So that is the latest development, that 6 Nigerians were attacked who were guarding this Niger-Benin pipeline. They continue just to bully Niger just because now it is, about to get its economic freedom. And that is the last thing they want, the West wants for Africa, the last thing, because they don't believe in mutual benefits. They just want colonies in Africa to keep you as a colony, to keep you to beg, they extract your natural resource and they throw you money through their so-called humanitarian aid. And this and that now, and our people continue to be an accomplice for that. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that so far. Give it a like and share the video with others. It will help the YouTube algorithm, please. And please, if you want to help us further, you can donate to our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section, also pinned in the comment section. It's a bye-bye for me for now, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.